weekend starts now, because The View is live. The West Wing.
Let me give this guy a hug right here.
The wildest moments of Kanye's White House takeover.
It ain't that simple. It's complex.
Smart cookie.
Should this have been allowed to happen? Plus, Amanda Key talks about globetrotting on the star-studded new series from the creator of Mad Men, The Romanovs. ABC News anchor Tom Yamas has a sneak preview of the first solo interview with First Lady Melania Trump. It is Feel Good Friday on View Your Deal. And Yvette Nicole Brown's back to guest co-host. Let's go! Hot Topics are in the house with Whoopi, Abby Huntsman, Joy Behar, Sunny Hostin, and Meghan McCain. Now, let's get things started.
I'm going to hit you in your text.
Magic energy.
It is a magic energy.
She's magical. A wonderful sparring partner on politics. I love talking politics with you.
I feel the same way about you.
And she said the best prayer right before we came out for us.
So, guys.
Wonderful. So thank you. Thank you. So yesterday, as the Florida Panhandle was dealing with the devastation that Hurricane Michael left in its wake, this is how President Trump spent most of his afternoon. Take a look.
This hat, it gives me power in a way. You know, my dad and my mom separated, so I didn't have a lot of male energy in my home. It was something about when I put this hat on, it made me feel like Superman. You made a Superman. That's my favorite superhero. I was connected with a neuropsychologist that works with the athletes in the NBA and the NFL. He said that I actually wasn't bipolar. I had sleep deprivation. I don't answer questions in simple sound bites. You are tasting a fine wine. It has multiple notes to it. I love this guy right here.
That's really
yeah.
Amen. But that's from the heart. Special guy.
Even President Trump seemed a bit speechless after that performance, but Kanye is clearly dealing with some issues right now. Should the White House have allowed this to happen? Ladies?
Well, the timing was certainly off, right? Because you had people that are fighting for their lives, as we were talking about this morning in Florida and Georgia and other parts of this country. And also the stock market was plunging. So it didn't feel right. There were two things that really bothered me about this. One was the lack of substance. The issue of prison reform is something that I'm passionate. I think everyone in this room is passionate about, of how we move forward on helping people that have been in prison. It didn't get to that. If they really were genuine, they would have gone behind closed doors. They would have brought in some experts. And it's been proven that a reality star can do that and have an effect. Kim Kardashian did that and got someone out of prison. The other thing that bothered me, though, was the reaction to all of it. The media hysteria. I was raised with the notion that it was never supposed to be about the people delivering the news. And it has turned into, how can I make a headline? How could I make this about me? And people were piling on with this, who could be more hysterical in this moment? I was just surfing the channels yesterday, and I was frustrated because, yes, there was so much insanity in that Oval Office yesterday. What did we expect to happen when you have two reality stars in the Oval Office? But it frustrated me with the reaction of the hysteria. And the media made it more about them than they did about what actually was going on.
I think that right now we're dealing with, we're watching a slow-moving train wreck. We've been watching that at 1600 Penn for about 18 months now, and now they're bringing in the second tier of circus performers, so this is a huge circus. I am saddened by what I saw yesterday. My main issue was no one stopped it. Anyone with a heart that saw what was happening to that man should have turned off the cameras, put the cameras down, and said, we're going to take a minute and let me just talk. Even if the man in the occupant, as Whoopi calls him, had a heart, he could have said, you know what, I'm going to have a private meeting with him. That's great what you're saying, but I want to talk to you.
Did it seem like mental illness to you?
I'm not a doctor, but I know that something's not right, and there's a medication or something that can maybe help some of the things that were going on, and also the idea of tying it to no man being in the home. My brother grew up without my father in the home, and my brother has never done that. So I don't want you to make this about not having a father, or I know that you had something to say about the... Are we gotta go?
We have some time. We got a little time. No?
Then why are you in my ear telling me we got no time?
All right. You know what? We'll talk more about Kanye when we come back. Now, we were just talking about Kanye West's visit to the White House, and during our morning meeting, you said something that was really interesting, because people are saying that that this happens to him around the anniversary of his mother's death, and that perhaps that triggers his mental illness.
So why I didn't want to rush through the last segment is that I am now 48 days out since my father passed. And make no mistake, grief is something, I heard the metaphor that it feels like a part of your body has been amputated. And I feel like 2/3 of my heart has been amputated, and I'm trying to figure out how to live with 2/3 of my heart gone. And it is overwhelming, and it's the way I imagine an addict has to stay on sobriety when they're sober. I have to stay on my emotional health right now. All of you know it, you're all my close friends. And I think when I see someone like Kanye, I just felt compassion that he doesn't have the same kind of support that I do. I have friends, I have God, I have pastors, I have my in-laws, I have my husband, I have therapists, everyone holding me and carrying me through this. And when I saw him yesterday, a lot of people were saying his mother died, he reacted this way. And also, much like you're not growing up with a father, I don't want my father's death ever to be a crutch for bad behavior for me. And that's really important to me. And it's a really hard thing to talk about, and it's a really hard thing to open up to. But when I came back on the show, I knew it would be important because there are other people who have lost parents. And I do wonder, like you said, where is the love and support in his life
Not even
to
just
not
from
let
his
him
family,
do this in a
but
manic?
well, why wasn't the White House, though,
there was no
thinking more broadly about it, to say, you know, it was a spectacle for them, it was interesting, the optics, you had the president behind the desk, which never is when he has a guest in the Oval Office.
It felt like they were using him.
Well, that's what was sad to me, is if they knew that this could get out of hand, which it did, why not protect him and protect yourselves and say, let's do this differently, let's do this behind
I
closed
also
doors.
feel like when he left that there was laughter at his condition. This is a man that has mocked Dr. Ford, a disabled reporter, every person everyone has a name. Kanye now has a nickname. I know that he has a nickname, and it's something that he calls him with his little buddies, and maybe with Jared and Ivanka. They had a little laugh at his expense because that's what he does. And I feel like that's our shame, because no one's helping. And I don't know if he's open to help, but I just feel like this is a public cry for help, and he's not getting any help.
I will say I've dealt with this in my... you know, and I've shared this with all of you, that I've dealt with someone in my family that suffers from bipolar, and I can tell you it's extremely difficult to get them admitted into the hospital. They have to be a danger to themselves or others, so they have to admit themselves. But I wonder, where is Kim? Where's the Kardashian machine?
You also have dealt with extreme grief that you've also shared with me. And what I think is important is it's not the politics of this. It's not that you can support Trump all day long. I was talking about in the meeting, I remember when Daddy Yankee came to my dad's headquarters to support him as a surrogate right there. And he came in, he was so professional. I was in the meeting when it happened. When he came on the road, he held a concert for my father. They did a presser together, and it was all done very professionally. And if Kanye wants to support the president, he should do it in a professional manner, not showing photos of planes he wants to
I don't think his goal is to support the president. His goal is to get attention and to talk about what he wants to do. What we were seeing were a mirror image. I'm glad they were across the desk from each other, because I hope that they could look into each other's eyes and see each other.
No, I actually think
see themselves.
Trump's face was like, I don't even know what to do in this situation. This is like beyond what I even understand.
Well, I read something on Twitter yesterday. It said, untreated bipolar disorder meets untreatable narcissism. And perhaps that's what
I do want to make one point, though, before we go.
I just want to blacken on this before we wrap. It's okay to not be okay, because I'm not 100% okay right now in my grief. It's okay to ask for help. It's okay to not feel 100% all the time, and I just don't want anything to be stigmatized about grief or being bipolar. Any problems anyone has, it's okay to not be okay. For me, I do know that none of you would let me go on television if I were behaving like that.
No, we got your back, girl.
Thank you.
Well, we'll be right back.